Hey Menti, it's Dr. Norton. Welcome to The Well. This is a place where we discuss real life topics, how they may affect our journeys through medicine, and learn how to navigate them well using biblical principles. You ready to take a dive in? You've probably heard the saying, comparison is the thief of joy. And that could not be more true. As a pre medical student, as a medical student, comparison is not just common, it's engraved in the culture. And before you know it, you start resenting your own journey instead of celebrating how far you've come. Your own accomplishments start to feel small. It's easy to lose sight of your own unique gifts, purpose, and not feel like you're behind, even when you're exactly where God wants you to be. Today, we're going to dive into three big things that are created when comparison is in the mix. And before I go ahead and get started, you already know, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I want to continue making these videos for you. As your mentor, I want to give you the best tips, tricks, and ways to excel as a pre medical and medical student. So go ahead and like, share, and subscribe for me. Alrighty, let's jump in. So we're starting off heavy. Number one, comparison is the father of self doubt. Imagine it. You've created the most spectacular day for you. Wake up at 9 a.m., get dressed, go to the gym, have an amazing workout. Come back home, shower, eat some breakfast, and then you're ready to catch up on some lectures that were recorded earlier this morning and sit down and watch them at 2 times speed. Then you're going to study, and then you're going to meet up with an old classmate that you haven't seen in a while for dinner. You are so excited for the day that you have planned for yourself. And you give the rundown to your friend, and then they say, wow, it's so nice that you get to wake up at 9 a.m. and even get to see your friend. And why don't you come to lecture instead of watching lecture online? I'm up every morning by 5 a.m. and in the library by 6 a.m. I sit in the front row of every single lecture. And most days, I don't even get the chance to leave campus until 12 a.m. or maybe even later. It's really nice that you get to do those things, I guess. All of a sudden, your joy turns into self doubt. Am I doing enough? Maybe I should cancel plans with my friends and study a little bit more. Maybe I'm just not a great student. Maybe I don't know how to manage my time. Like everyone else is waking up so early and I'm waking up at 9. I must be a horrible student. Mind you, you're doing amazing this block. You're acing all of your quizzes. You got an A on the last exam. And for this exam, you've set up your schedule so that you'll have enough time to review all of the material. But that small inkling in the back of your head, that comparison between your schedule and your classmate's schedule, now has you doubting yourself, the schedule that you made for yourself to be healthy and balanced. That's the trickiness of comparison. It sneaks in very mysterious and slight ways, but it can soon take over your life. As a student, comparing what works for you and what may work for your classmate will always be a pitfall. There's going to be a difference, and everyone does not have to look like the next person. You have to do what works for you to excel in the classroom. 2 Corinthians 10 and 12 states, of course, we don't dare to put ourselves in the same class or compare ourselves with those who rate themselves so highly. They compare themselves to one another and make up their own standards to measure themselves by And then they judge themselves by their own standards. What self delusion. So remember, don't let comparison put you in the trap of self doubt. Number two, comparison is the father of stress. Comparison will have you competing with the Joneses. And instead of it being money, it's for how many research projects each student has, or the amount of times that they're first author on a paper, shadowing hours with your favorite professor, or the top grade on an exam, and the list goes on and on. Everyone is trying to one up the next person for an imaginary award. When people say that stress kills, it's more than just a silly saying. There's so many young people passing away from the effects of stress, and it is sad. Stress can increase your risk for heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, weaken immune system, and so much more. And it's not worth it. You've spent so much time studying to take care of other people, and you need to make sure that you're not only taking care of yourself, but your mind and your spirit as well. Psalms 119, verse 105 states, "Your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." The Lord has a journey and a path especially made for you. So don't fall into the trap of trying to run someone else's race. But if you ever do find yourself in a state of overwhelming stress due to comparison, First Peter 5 and 7 states, "Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you." Know that the Lord cares for you, and you can lay it all at his feet and come to him with any single thing that is worrying you, and he will carry the burden for you. Before we get to number three, I want you to take a second out and think about what's something that God has done for you that you've overlooked because you were too busy comparing yourself to someone else. And I want you to leave it down in the comments, something that you're proud of that God has done for you. I want to celebrate with you. So I'll meet you down in the comments. And you know, I saved the best one for last. And number three is comparison can be the father of pride. Yep, pride too. Picture it. You're having a great semester, crushing all of the pop quizzes, doing amazing in anatomy lab. You're able to identify the veins, the ligaments, all of the smallest structures in the cadaver. You're also killing it during your OSCE and patient interactions, and all of a sudden your chest starts to poke out a little bit. Your head gets high, your nose goes a little bit up, and now you're feeling yourself a little bit, as you should. But then it creeps in. You start thinking that you're better than your classmates that are asking you for help. And all that you can think about is how they must be so lazy because they can't keep up with you. Or check out this example. You have three friends, it's a group of you. You, James, John, and Peter. You're really hoping for a 90 on this next exam. John actually gets the 90 that you were hoping for. You get an 80, and Peter gets an 70. You're low key hating on John for getting the 90 that you wanted, but then you think to yourself, well, at least I did better than Peter. See how comparison can get out of hand so fast? Comparison and pride will have you side eyeing friends and classmates that you're supposed to be uplifting and supporting on the journey. Quickly, your identity gets wrapped around having to stay ahead of everybody else instead of running the race and supporting the people that are around you. Proverbs 16, verse 18 states, Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride is definitely something that you don't want to carry around because the Lord has a special way of humbling you. The same way that he did Jonah when he tried to run away from sharing a message with the people from Nineveh. I don't want you to end up like Jonah. Pride will have you in the belly of a whale. And I don't want that for you, mentee. Comparison tricks you into thinking success is limited. Like there's only room for one of us at the top, but there's literally room for all of us to be our best selves simultaneously. Their win doesn't make it your loss. Their timeline doesn't invalidate yours. At the end of the day, we're all running different races. We all have different reasons why we even chose medicine in the first place. We have different backgrounds, we have different obstacles, and we all have a different destination. And when we keep looking from the left to the right instead of what's right in front of us, we miss our own journey. We miss our own growth and we miss our own blessings that are tailor made just for us by God. Listen, mentee, don't let comparison culture in school steal your thunder. Let this journey to become a physician be directed by God, especially for you. He knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb, and He has plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Continue to remember that as you go through this journey of becoming. I pray that this video was a blessing for you and that it gave you a reason to think twice when your mind wants to start comparing again. Remember, comparison loses its power when we each anchor ourselves in our own purpose. Renewing your mind is a daily act. So when you slip up and you start comparing yourself, don't beat yourself up. Just continue to try again. Alrighty, mentee. You already know. Like, share, and subscribe. Share it with your classmates, share with your friends, your mom, your dad, your aunt, your cousin. Just share this video and allow it to be a blessing in someone else's life. Because even though comparison plagues a lot of students, medical students, it can also be applied in other areas of our lives. So be a blessing to someone else and share this video today. Alrighty, mentee. See y'all later.